Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Mount Shasta Weekly Zohar Study Group. We're very happy to have you here tonight, live from the cold Mount Shasta, wherever you are on the planet right now. And for those of you who join us for the first time, I want to welcome you, and I want to read a really quick introduction about the study of the Zohar. For those of you who maybe less familiar about what we do here, so let me read a quick introduction in English so we can get a better sense of what we study here. Okay, just give me a second. Applying the power of the Zohar. The Zohar is a book of great mystical power and wisdom. It is universally recognized as the definitive work on the Kabbalah, and it is also so much more. Kabbalah, by the way, means in Hebrew receiving, to receive. The Zohar is a wellspring of spiritual energy, a fountainhead of metaphysical power that not only reveals and explains, but literally brings blessings, protection, and well-being into the lives of all those who read or pursue its sacred texts. All that is required is a worthy desire, the certainty of a trusting heart, and an open and receptive mind. Unlike other books, including the great spiritual texts of other traditions, the Zohar is written in a kind of a code, through which metaphors, parables, and cryptic language at first conceal, but ultimately reveal the forces of creation. As electrical current is concealed in a wire and cable before disclosing itself as an illuminated light bulb, the spiritual light of the Creator is wrapped in allegory and symbolism throughout the Aramaic texts of the Zohar. And while many books contain information and knowledge, the Zohar both expresses and embodies spiritual light. The very letters on its pages have the power to bring spiritual wisdom and positive energy into every area of our lives. As we visually scan the Aramaic texts and study the accompanying insights that appear in English, spiritual power is summoned from above, and worlds tremble as light is sent forth in response. Its primary purpose is not only to help us acquire wisdom, but also to draw light from the upper or the concealed unseen worlds, and to bring sanctification into our own lives. Excuse me. Indeed, the book itself is the most powerful of all tools for cleansing the soul and connecting to the light of the Creator. As you open these pages, therefore do not make understanding in the conventional and intellectual sense your primary goal. Although you may not have a knowledge of Aramaic, look first at the Aramaic texts before reading the English one. Do not be discouraged by difficulties with comprehension. Instead, open your heart to the spiritual transformation of the Zohar is offering you. Ultimately, the Zohar is an instrument for refining the individual soul, for removing darkness from the earth, and for bringing well-being and blessings to all the dwellings of this planet. Its purpose is not only to make us intellectually wise, but to make us spiritually pure. Let there be light.
Amen.
So welcome, everybody. So today we study the portion of Toldot. Toldot literally means in Hebrew the chronicles of. Chronicles of what? We're going to be studying today the Chronicles of Isaac. So before we talk about the biblical context, and just before I will go deeper into the study, just make sure that for those of you who are joining us for the first time, this is not a Bible study. The Bible referred in Hebrew is the Torah, which means instruction or guidance. And the Zohar, which means splendor in Hebrew, it reveals us the codes that are told in the stories of the Torah. So we're not here to study historical events, not to discuss any particular people, but we're more to discuss here what the cosmic secrets that are concealed within those names. So first of all, we talk about Isaac, which in Hebrew is Yitzchak. And we're going to see that he is a tremendous code that we're going to be revealing today. Yitzchak. In Hebrew, Yitzchak. So some of the, I'm going to go over some of the stories that are actually concealing those secrets this week, are very famous. So before I get into the stories, I like to sometimes have a theme for the class or some kind of big question that we were going to discuss. And the big question I want to talk about today, is there such a thing, justice on the planet? Is there such a thing, fairness? Is this world fair? We need to answer, but this is kind of what we're going to be studying today. Is this reality fair? Okay, so just contemplate on that. Good question. Yes. So ask yourself: is this world fair? Is this? It is. It's not. It's not. We're going to see why and how we can actually what are we going to do about it. There's reasons. So this is what we're going to here to reveal. So before we go into this deeper study, I want to talk about some of the stories that we have in this weekly portion. So we spoke previously about Abraham, that when we talk about those names of patriarchs, it's again not about people, it's about conduits of energy that funnel energy into this world, to this physical realm. You know in Kabbalah that the physical realm is the lowest density, what we call the tree of life, which are basically 10 different realities or dimensions. So the flow of the emanation of the light force of the creator or the universe into this reality is going through, like you have an electric station, and where the consumer, it goes through a series of transformers. So we cannot receive the direct light of the creator because it's infinite light. We're gonna be burned immediately. Even the light of the sun goes through 7 layers of magnetic fields before it penetrates the earth. 7 layers. Interesting enough, we live in a system of 7, so there is no coincidence. And more so, which is energy which is beyond physical energy or even light waves. So when we spoke about Abraham represents for us establishment of the energy of mercy on the planet. So when we spoke about this energy, we know that this reality or this physical dimension is based on the attribute of mercy. However, when we learn about the story of Yitzchak, we learn that we need another force in this reality, which is the energy of severity or judgment. Judgment is not a negative, it can be a negative context, but when we talk about mercy versus judgment, we cannot, like if we put in more simple terms in our daily life, we cannot just be givers all the time because we're going to be drained out of energy. We also learn how to receive. That's why Kabbalah means to receive.